Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be going through my SuperCoach team review round 1, and in the end I did score a 2186, which ranks me just inside the top 11k, which is pretty good. I know that if we go and I'll quickly just rattle this off here, rankings wise, I'm about 200 behind the leaders, something like that. Yeah, 200 behind the leaders. And if you look at both Fantasy and SuperCoach, I haven't actually looked at SuperCoach, but I'm pretty sure the same can be said from SuperCoach to Fantasy. Actually, that's not reflective. No, there is one. He did have one blank or one red dot, but yeah, in both. And then there's one in here, two in here. So a lot of the top sides are taking red dots early just to get the points on the board, and we'll see if that works. We've seen it before work, but we've also seen it fail miserably. You have to nail your trades, like a lot of people got Boxall and stuff like that. And yeah, a lot of people left points on the bench. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I left points, and I'll go through that with my team leaving probably points on the bench. Yeah, about 30 or so points I left there at least. Yeah, 30 odd points I left, I think, on the bench, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, as we have the flex rule, which makes it slightly annoying about that. So anyway, let's just jump into this video here. So as you can see, 2186, 10,921, and not too bad. Let's just go through the team here. So Sheasel, Short, Roberts, you would have all heard this back 8 in both in the fantasy video, which would have gone up an hour or so ago, for those watching straight away there. So yeah, Sheasel did his job, simple as that. Short, not too annoyed about. I'm just going to rehash basically what I said. Short, not too annoyed about. Roberts, this is absolutely perfect. Like 95 when he looked not the greatest and had a massive turnover. If he didn't have that turnover that led to the goal that Brisbane kicked to win it, he probably ends up on a 105 or a 110. That's how critical that mistake was that jumped him down. I think it was, he lost 4 points from it, but he probably would have gained 4 points on the other side of it. So it was almost like an 8 or 9 point swing. Probably had 1 or 2 scaling points as well for the timing of the error. So in the end, that's probably a 10-point swing off that one kick. And I'm backing him in more times than not to hit that kick. So in the end, that's a 95, but he started off the season pretty well and now has a 23 break even as a 434K. That's huge. If he gets an 82, he goes up 26K. Let's just look at this cash generation here for you guys just to show it. He did really bad against St Kilda Freo last year, but I expect him not to do so bad now. If we go and say he's going to average 95 throughout the whole year now remaining, and we'll just update that for you guys. Oh, I should do this actually. This will do it better. So if I do this, 95, somehow says he's going to go down 25k. Don't know what's going on there with regards to that. Somehow it's not working properly for some reason. So let's just update this. Let's just refresh, as that pricing mechanism is, I think, facing some bugs, as I don't think he's going to go his first price rise and lose 25k. So there's that. So, oh, it's in red with a 25k. That's really weird. Okay, so just a color coding issue there. But yeah, if he was to go 95 the rest of the year, which we don't expect that, then suddenly by round 5 or 6, he's 490k, and you're looking at an upgrade there if he isn't top 10 or so. But if he goes, say he goes back to that 110-ish mold that we've seen before, then suddenly that still is stuck on 26.5k. So I think that is a slight little bug there about that, as that probably goes up to 30k. So he's probably, by round 5 or 6, if he goes 110s, looking at about that 550k, I would think, maybe. But we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm not too worried about Roberts at the moment. Perryman, that was just annoying. And suddenly he has a 77 break even. So he basically is back on his price point, and he will be a trade out to probably someone else that I'll show on the Thursday. It will be probably a quick video for SuperCoach on the Thursday. There's only 2 trades, and so I think I'll only do 2. I don't want to try and burn trades early with guys that are just going to sit on the bench. So yeah, that's sort of my feeling about that with regards to that, as there's guys there that I want to just not necessarily trade into right away or trade out of guys right away after 1 week. As we know, we don't want corrective trades for the first 5-6 weeks where you're trading out guys that you've already traded in, etc. So just trying to hold back on guys and really only trade out the guys that I'm like really worried about. Decoding, that was a really good just change, simply as that. Trainer, fine. He will do better, I think, in weeks to come. Pryor and Reed, hopefully they do better. Reed was horrific by foot, but you'd expect next week playing Adelaide at the MCG that he'll do better. Sarong, that kind of just sucks and now probably runs into the Sydney tag. That was a massive oversight by me, probably not to go Dawson there on both platforms, to be honest with you. Rosie, as if I'd gone something like Dawson, Nevitt, and I think it was Nevitt and Lindsay on fantasy, I would be, I think, something like top 500 or something like that, but obviously can chase it up very, very quickly there, the rank, so not too worried about it. In the end, it is what it is. Rosie 128 VC. I got the right captain by a point in terms of the later game. Probably could have easily gone DeConing Smith. So Smith probably almost becomes a VC candidate or a C candidate against this week, to be honest with you. Same as McRae. So we'll talk about that probably in the Thursday video as well, the captaincy. I did miss that on the team reveals. So yeah, Rosie, Will Day, that was disappointing, but ran into a massive tag, and Carlton can't really tag, so I think he goes absolutely huge. Oliver, disappointing as well. They went 93, but then again, he's probably just getting back into it and comes up against North, which he should be able to smash them. North gave up, I think, a bucket load to, let's just go to game day and look at the matches here. And who did North give up bucket loads to? Bailerdale, Libra. They gave up points to Libba, Richards, Kennedy. Vandermeer went 115. Fraser in the midfield as well. So they gave up 3 midfield 110s or something like that, if not more. So really confident about is it Clayton Oliver that plays him? Yeah, Clayton Oliver. Callahan on the bye, -2 break even next week. So yeah, pretty happy about that. And someone will come in. Maybe this is why I should just go with the extra trade there and get both Levi Ashcroft and also Lindsay. So I'll just think about that and who I want to necessarily trade out. It may be if Patton is not selected, which is a massive potential with Sydney, but also not so because of McInerney's suspension. So we'll wait for team list probably to do that third trade of, I think, Lindsay. We'll wait for that third because if Patton's not playing, if Patton isn't playing, there's no point basically having him, and I'll just put Hewitt here. So that's the whole, I think, scenario there. As my initial trade, I think, was Sardis and Perryman, or was it Patton straight away? So yeah, it'll probably be Sardis, Patton, and Perryman that are the 3 guys up for trading, and you'll see who I'm going to trade them to on Thursday. When we get initial team list, Patton will definitely be in the and I just want to double check. So I want to go to, I'll just do this in my head. And then also, they all play on the Sunday, so it should be fine. In terms of who I'm trading to, I know that who I'm trading Perryman to, it would be fine anyway. He's not going to be not named, but just making sure that none of them are playing on the, doesn't really matter because none of them playing on the Thursday night when we don't know the benches for the Sunday games, which is just a little bit annoying and tedious, but it is what it is. Anyway, I am just on a tangent, and let's get back to it. So talked about Callahan, O'Sullivan, O'Driscoll, and Sardis. O'Sullivan disappointing in that role, probably M8 for this week, and then move him onto the bench when we get back to best 22s, or best 22s in terms of guys here. But then again, I can also just loop or see how Camporelli does and try and loop him there as well, etc. As I'll be looking at looping guys like a Patton and a Davidson through Stone, and then or a Davidson and a Hewitt through Stone there, etc. This weekend. That was a little bit disappointing, that midfield, a couple of 50s, but we sort of expect that with rookies. Probably going to pop off next week, the ones that we trade out, which is just how Supercoach kind of works. So we just got to be careful with the role-based players. Never looked outstanding, and I called it all through pre-season on fantasy, but because of the price, I was scared off. Should have just gone with it. He looks like an absolute gun. 11 tackles, I believe it was. So that was outstanding from him. He looks good. Hewitt went this route on both platforms just because of trying to... I thought he was just the best placed, and with him playing, I think he's only going to get better. 52 starts to go up anyway. Break even now -7, it looks like. So yeah, he should be fine. Especially with the forward rookies. Like, I can easily correct a Patton or a Stone next week to a Max Hall, and we'll just wait, because Max Hall, I didn't watch that game exactly, and don't know his exact role. So just going to wait on that. Camberelli, he did fine. Gawn and DeConing and Boyd, that's probably almost your best combo for rucks at the moment, alongside basically Sherry, and that's it in the ruck department. If I was just to... I'll just do this just so... I'm not going to actually trade him, I just want to see the rucks. It was... Yeah, Witts had a good game, but Gawn, Cherry, and Nank. Basically, these are going to be the big rucks. DeConing, Gawn, Cherry, Nank are the big rucks for the foreseeable future. Cancel that, as I don't want to even... look at that. Trading Gawn. DeConing 148, yep. Outstanding, and he looks good. Boyd, as we said, massive cash generator when he just gets, if he can just get to 3 games, as let's just hope that this works, as it was not working for a guy that had played 2 games now. But if we go here, yeah, it's still in red on the first generating week. But it says that with the 63, Harry Boyd goes up 23k, 27k in round 3, but then 53k the week after. So I think there's something wrong with this, but if he goes 63k, he should be getting to 200k very, very quickly. And by then we can just trade him to a red dot. And I don't know if there is any 99k red dots in terms of sort by... Lowest price, there's Riddell and Pike and Euro Henry, but there's not many other. There's no dual red dots that are 99k, which is a little bit annoying, but is what it is. Horny Man, 83, job done. Through a tag, 83 is fine. He'll be top 6, don't worry about it. You may get him a fraction bit cheaper, but it is what it is. McRae, 127, Bazza Smith, 147. Caleb Daniel, 81, a little bit low, but he'll be fine. You know, first week, he'll be fine. Garcia 54, Davidson 39. I didn't lose any points Davidson to Patton because of the flex, and Flynn 87. Each job done against Witts. If he is the guy that isn't named, I guess, if the Williams, any of the Williams comes in or anything like that, and Flynn starts to go down the pegging order, trade out because he's got cash on his head. But that's the easiest way to get to Levi, Lindsay. Like, you could honestly go Patton and Flynn, or even, yeah, you could go Patton and Flynn and Perry. I could easily go Patton, Flynn, and Perryman to someone who would be the rookies, Lindsay and Levi Ashcroft, and still have, I think it is, yeah, and still have room for Sardis on the bench here, as Nevitt just comes in. Nevitt, Sardis flip pages. You'd have Lindsay here and Levi Ashcroft here. And suddenly you've got all of the rookie mids and still got cash to burn there and still got everyone else that I want. So that could easily be a scenario that I go down. But I'm trying to conserve trades at this moment because we know we don't want to burn them early on double corrective trades like I've been saying heavily. So anyway, think that's pretty much it. Don't want to talk too much longer about this, as well as I've got a big day ahead of me, so just need to get this video out for you guys. But if you guys did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on. I don't know exactly when this will go out, but I'm pretty sure there could be like an 8, 9, 10 p.m. Upload later tonight, just with some games to try and get ahead, as there is, I think I said in the fantasy video, 15 in 4 days. So if I can get 4 or 5 out today, then I'm well on top of the videos, and that would be 10 in 3 days, which would be a lot easier. If I can leave Wednesday for just the trade target cash cows across both platforms, which should almost be the same thing a little bit. So if I can leave that for the same day on Wednesday and then the 3 videos on the Thursday, we should be good there. So anyway, if you guys enjoy that, as I said, if you're listening on Spotify, give me a rating and a follow over there. I forgot the words there. I haven't uploaded in so long. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.